are starting to travel in more and come for services, especially on Wednesday night. And then other activities like a vacation Bible school, other things that we may provide for the community.
Well, I think there is a law on the books say you can't not deprive a business from doing business if it's legal.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere this is a little confusion here. You got one below and one above.
Yes, with a church and a community right in the middle.
Mm-hmm. So, and in the city of Brundage, you got a same type of restaurant, and the church is next door.
I can't speak for that
Well,
church.
I'm speaking for it. I'm speaking for it because
Okay.
I'm the county commissioner of that part of the
Sure.
district.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you got one next, you got a church next door.
Mm-hmm.
You got a church up the street from it. You got a church up the street from it. You got a church less than a quarter of a mile from it. The church where I am is less than a quarter mile from it.
And again, I cannot speak.
And a church that's behind the city is a church. You got 5 churches there. This club does the same thing they're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying.
Right. And where we are located, we have 2 that are south of us. Mm-hmm. With this one that may, depending on your vote, that will add 2 more north of us. Mm-hmm. Then the ones that are in Brundage, then the ones that are going into Troy. It is the opposite of what you're mentioning within Brundage. Mm-hmm. With us. Instead of a 5-to-1 ratio, it is a 4-to-1 ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
There's some information that probably just some notes. But our point to make, there's no parking there. And the property that we own across the road, I don't want people to start parking beside the highway. There's also no turning lane to get off the road there. So if you do a road study of the safety in that area of that highway, it's already not safe. And you mix some alcohol and people pulling out, we're asking for some safety concerns there.
Mr. Clark?
Sir, I just want to address the gentleman's concern about patronizing our business with regards to us selling and not selling alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask the gentleman
Sure.
and all of the church members one question? Do any of y'all shop at Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
Do any of y'all shop at Piggly Wiggly?
Yes.
Do y'all not shop there because they do serve alcohol? I mean, they do sell
Yes.
alcohol, and I think that was something that you touched on just a minute ago, was that you would be more than happy to patronize our business if we didn't sell alcohol. But you frequent other businesses in the area that do sell alcohol.
Right.
And as far as open containers, I don't promote drinking and driving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to drink, I think that's an individual choice. But I don't promote drinking and driving. I think ultimately that falls on the individual. Not saying that I would never sell. If somebody came to my establishment drunk, they'll probably leave kind of upset because I will not sell alcohol to a drunk. And, as far as turning lanes and stuff, there is a median lane there. There's officially no turning lane. Most people use the median for a turning lane. So that's basically all I wanted.
Okay.
Right.
I'm sorry, but I think we've had enough discussion about this matter.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, engineer report.
Good evening. The only item we have tonight is to request to advertise for bids. And we have, within your agenda package, we have our annual bids for goods and services that we normally request. And then, in addition to that, we gave you a memo requesting to accept bids for our new tag trailer, which is in the budget for this year. We just haven't been able to do that yet, so. And of course, this is under new business. It would be better if you could suspend the rules and vote on it tonight.
The
So we
trailer,
can go ahead and get that, both, all of the annual bids and the trailer, so that the time is of the essence. We need to get those contracts in place before the end of the fiscal year, or by the beginning of the new fiscal year. So,
yeah, wait a minute, I got one I want to ask. How much money have we been able to recoup from some of our projects that you've been working on?
disaster relief projects.
Yes, sir.
We have my understanding, we have a check here now ready to be deposited for close to $100,000. I think that would bring the total up to, don't quote me on this number, somewhere around $250,000, $300,000, something like that. So I can say that we've recouped more than we have spent in out-of-pocket expenses. So everything's okay on that front.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask him, but the next one is that you want to do all this before budget time.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. It might be helpful if we could get them in place, but really we're just trying to make sure that all the contracts are in place prior to the beginning of the new fiscal year, because, our old ones will expire on September 30th. And as far as the tag trailer, like I said, that there were several items that we waited a little later on until our cash balance built up, items that were in the budget for this year. That's the reason we waited on that item, but we do need to go ahead and get that in before the end of the fiscal year as well, because it's in this year's budget.
Okay, you just stated that. It's gonna be out. I didn't hear that in the first part of it.
Right.
I understand.
Anybody else got any questions about anything going on in the county right now concerning our roads and bridges? Yes, sir.
What about our mower, Russell? We done started on it?
Yes, sir. Actually, I got a comment from another commissioner that we were moving along pretty quickly. So we take that as a positive, but we've actually gotten already from about here over just south of the Shelburne there. We started last week, so.
They've already crossed 29 and mowing the day for 2 tractors. I got to see that on the way home. I'm real proud of that. I hope that's one thing that I hope that we can continue to do. Right.
When we're going around, if they'll check these intersections, some of these bushes is begin to grow out, and when they mow and they can go out and maybe take a bush hook or something like that and knock them down.
Okay.
We got a man fall.
Yeah, some of that in some areas, that is, with all the rain we've been getting this year, which we're absolutely thankful for, but we've had a lot of growth with our vegetation, so.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I've been out for a while and I rolled over my district some, and I'm really shocked when I went on County Road 4409. I thought I was lost. Y'all did so much work out there, and I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Without me asking.
No further questions. We'll move right on into our
Thank
EMA
you.
report.
I've just got one thing for you this evening, and I apologize. I didn't have everything for you guys until late this afternoon, so it's not in your packet, but I handed it out to you before the meeting. Alan and I have kind of had a lengthy conversation after our last meeting where we discussed this hazard mitigation grant possible funding that we are able to apply for, and I've got a memo there for you where after some further consideration and all that, I feel like it might be best for us to maybe focus on one large shelter in that Meeksville area instead of trying to divide that money up into several real small ones. The main concern being that the capacity in them. The last thing we want to do is have to tell people they can't go in it when it's full and leave people out, in the elements. So I feel like maybe we take this opportunity to kind of dip into the process of doing this since we haven't done it yet. We'd learn a lot from it, and it would give us the opportunity to do a much larger shelter in that Meeksville area. The second thing I gave you is just some information from this company. Obviously, we'd have to bid it out, you know, if we were awarded this project and all. That just kind of shows you some information as you know, an estimate of the cost that would be involved with one, and this would be one that would, 229 people would be able to go inside this one. So this would be kind of the extreme large that we could do with this amount of funding for that area, and we could back it down, you know, kind of as we see we needed to do. But that was really all that I had, and also this would have, like, you know, the generator on it. It would have restrooms inside of it, so it would really be a top-notch, you know, top-of-the-line shelter for that area.
Mr. Chairman. Go ahead, Mr. Wright.
I suggest that we put that on hold till on the 25th of July. I gotta make a couple phone calls about a grant, which possible we can get. And it's not trying to block nothing you've done, it's just, we want all this information together when we get ready to do something. And so I'm gonna meet with Harry tomorrow, and we go call and check on another grant.
Okay, I have to have a letter of intent to the state by July 22nd on what we intend to apply for. It doesn't hold us to anything, but that's 3 days before.
Well, go ahead and apply for it.
Yeah.
Don't let it die.
Right.
But we just go.
So we'll go ahead and get our letter of intent
We can
in,
get some more in.
just have some
besides
options.
that. Yeah.
Any other questions for the EMA?
I have, sir.
Yes, sir, go ahead. Mr.
What about our sirens? Are they all-
We're in great shape right now.
Okay.
We've gone through and done our preventative maintenance and all that on them. They've got new batteries, the ones that needed them, in good shape.
Speaking of storm shelter, you said you would enlarge it. How many more would it hold? Up by?
The one that we're looking at would be 229 people. That's you know, before we were talking like 75.
Okay.
So this would be considerably larger.
Okay. That's all I got.
All right, any other questions for the EMA? If not, we'll go into our return report.
No report tonight.
All right. Commissioners report. You got
I got
anything?
one.
Need to stand up
Little
and
bit.
say that thing.
You want
Need somebody to help you?
Commissioner Sullivan, you know, we talked about the county flag. The county job, you know. This is what we're gonna have to put on.
Y'all mind going over that way a little bit?
You can't see Joe?
I can't see it. Okay, yeah.
That's nice.
We're gonna try to get them up this week, talking with Mr. Delaporte, we'll start at the courthouse first. And come back to, let it go to the road department, the DA office, and the health department. So I think that kind of needed something to, to show that we are Pike County, not just, you know, United States flag is there, we need a flag up under that. So, yeah, that's right.
Good job, Mr. Wright.
It's on both sides.
Yeah.
Is that gonna pretty well cover commissioner's report? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's move right on into administrative report.
Mr. Chairman, as you can see, there's not anything in the administrative report this evening. I would like to mention one thing, if you gentlemen would be considering it. We're approaching now our budget season. That's always a very lengthy and a very arduous process for us. But just be thinking about when. My suggestion would be that we consider the last meeting in August to be an initial budget hearing. We have until the end of September to pass the budget, and I think that would give us time to make whatever adjustments you gentlemen would like to make, and not give us so much, and of course, we're giving you information between, in the interim time too, related to budgets. But that just would be our budget hearing time. And that's basically all I have under my report this evening, Mr. Chairman. As you know, we have under current business the retail beer and wine application by the Smokin Skillet. They have completed the advertisement and submitted the affidavit of advertisement as required. They submitted the application on June the 3rd, so this is July 11th. It has exceeded the 30 days that's required. So the commission has the, if you wish to vote on this issue tonight, it has met the other requirements needed.
All the paperwork, all them, everything.
Yes, sir. And that's all I have this evening, Mr. Chairman. Unless you have questions.
We'll take this up at 7 o'clock.
Have you got us updated, on the, sales tax report?
I don't have it as of right now, but yes, we can get that relatively easily, and we'll get that to you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have. All right, work session comes to a close, we'll come back at 6 o'clock.
What'd you say, Jan?